Welcome everyone to our first live NAPW eCoaching session of 2017. Our live eCoaching session for this month is a 4-part series with each event held at noon Eastern on the next 3 consecutive Tuesdays. Registration for the following events will be posted during this session. eCoaching will be in addition to our eChapter that has been running successful events since August 2015. And just like NAPW's eChapter, our eCoaching is another opportunity to foster real-time connections with a focus on bringing members together here that are interested in being coached, becoming coaches, or trying to foster mentor-mentee relationships. You will see at the bottom left of your screen a box that explains how to create a private chat room with any attendee you wish to speak with off the group chat during the event, as it can be difficult to keep up with one or several people you've connected with, especially when the chat room moves so quickly. We encourage you to carve out the time and keep coming back to our online events because of its ease and ability to network from your office, while on the road, and even from the comfort of your own home. Keep a lookout for the email invites and promotions on social media. Also, all events will be posted with registration links on the napw.com eCoaching group page. You will also see several times during the event a poll pop up on your screen. Please take a minute to answer the questions, as we will share the results during the panel discussion. The agenda for our event today is that we'll be introducing our 3 amazing VIP members who are the eCoaching speakers over the next few weeks, and be asking them to share with us the value in coaching and how eCoaching will benefit our members of NAPW. So, for our first eCoaching speaker, I'd like to introduce Natalie Fikes, who is a mother, author, speaker, and philanthropist. She is best known for founding Code Next Generation, community organization that successfully transitions high school students into adulthood. Her handcrafted Passport to Independence program has grown exponentially since it started in 2013 and boasts a 100% graduation rate of its mentees. Natalie has thrived in positions of leadership all her life and offers a simplified approach to personal development that inspires audiences to get out of their own way and create results. Natalie says people make success harder than it has to be. She began her corporate career as a senior in high school, where she was one of 5 students in her class to pilot a new department at Geico, one of the largest insurance companies to date. She went on to build a successful customer sales and service career with Verizon, where she was quickly promoted to management after generating millions of dollars in revenue for the company. In addition to being a major asset in sales, she also proved to be an invaluable leader as she built and led one of the top sales teams in her district. In 2015, she was recognized as one of John Maxwell's top 100 leaders and is now the Central Regional Manager for NAPW and the NAPW Atlanta Chapter President. Now, as a certified John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer, Natalie travels the country teaching companies, churches, and schools the 3 principles to success in life and business. Her first book, Stop Being a Professional Quitter, is due to release in 2017. Natalie, great to have you here today. Hey! Wonderful. Well, I'm going to move on and introduce our next coach. And I'd like to welcome Janet Leslie Powers, MSc, a transformational leadership coach and an art of self-inquiry practitioner. Janet recently launched a new series of workshops called Reclaiming Our Authentic Feminine Power. While working for a global NGO, Janet transitioned from being a successful senior marine policy officer and campaign leader to teaching personal effectiveness and leadership at all levels within the organization. This led her to a new career as a certified life and leadership coach. Last year, Janet emigrated, married, and settled in the United States and graduated as a leadership coach at Georgetown University's Institute of Transformational Leadership. Janet is now based in the DC metro area and specializes in coaching leaders in nonprofit organizations and clients outside the workplace who are dealing with personal challenges. Janet gives back as a pro bono coach registered with the Women for Change community, a community of support making coaching accessible for all women. Janet likes to call out the authentic feminine power in her clients because she believes this is much needed in the world right now. Janet is also an active member of the NAPW Washington, D.C. chapter, and I was very fortunate to meet her in person last October at our local chapter leadership workshop right there in D.C. Good afternoon, Janet, and welcome. I welcome you to come on camera and unmute yourself while I go on to introduce our final coach for this series. Pat Freeman, who is an author, inspirational speaker, trainer, and coach, offering empowerment coaching for lady leaders and corporate training solutions. Pat is also a John Maxwell certified speaker, trainer, and coach with more than 20 years as a college administrator where she managed over 125 faculty and staff and served up to 3,500 students annually. She is an author, serial entrepreneur, educator, and radio host. Pat, a.k.a. the Dream Builder, offers leadership, empowerment, speaking, training, and coaching solutions for women and girls in the areas of entrepreneurship, career development, and personal growth. Pat also offers executive coaching and workforce training. Her goal is to inspire you to have a successful and fulfilled life by doing what you love and stepping out to achieve your big dreams. Pat developed an online confident public speaking course, is a 2-time author, God Sets You Up, manifesto, and quotes to inspire and empower women and girls. She wrote her second book in 7 days. The book features quotes by Pat and 39 contributing authors. Meeting this exciting 7-day challenge inspired Pat to develop a workbook to accompany the book, created a 70-day book writing and publishing camp for aspiring authors, and began hosting her own radio show, Empower 7000 Radio. Meeting the 7-day challenge has also inspired Pat to take on an even bigger challenge, the Empower 7000 project, where she recently launched a campaign tour to empower 7,000 women and girls by July 2017. Pat invites you to engage with her in this mission. Pat is the NAPW Greensboro, North Carolina chapter president, the mother of 2 sons, and a native Floridian. Welcome, Pat, and to Natalie and Janet again for being here today to introduce our new eCoaching platform. It's wonderful to have you here.
Hey.
Hi, ladies. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Well, look, as I've mentioned already, we are hosting 4 sessions in this series. Today's session is an intro to eCoaching, and the next 3 sessions will be hosted individually by each of you for 30 minutes each. Everyone can see on the screen the titles and topics of your upcoming sessions with the registration links. So please register now, ladies, so as not to miss out on hearing your e-coaches discuss in more depth their upcoming topics. So, ladies, for our first question, before we get in what to expect at your upcoming events, I'd like to ask you all what value you see here for e-coaching and what the e-coaching what the value it will be and what it will bring to our members. So let's start off with, we lost the video, so let me open up my screen again, I think. Let's see. Okay, so Pat, we're going to start with you. We're going to start with you. Hi, Natalie. I know somehow this is what happens with technology. So what to expect at the upcoming event and what value you see e-coaching bringing to our members. Pat.
Well, I see, hello everyone, how are you? It's so good to meet you out there. What I see as a value for e-coaching is the fact that e-coaching is definitely intentional. And e-coaching is something that takes the guesswork out of finding the right coach for you. And e-coaching also provides experts. It provides experts from different genres where you can vet and select the right coach among like-minded women. So that's the exciting part for me.
Right. Yes, absolutely, Pat. Natalie?
Well, to truly understand the value of e-coaching, you must first understand the value of coaching itself. Coaching is all about unlocking a person's potential, right? So, I mean, think about it for a second. The Karate Kid, Daniel's son, he was getting his behind whooped every day until he met Mr. Miyagi. He went from being bullied to a champion in martial arts. The power of coaching is priceless, right? So coaching is what I call the big brother. You know, that voice that stands up to all the self-limiting beliefs that we all possess in some way, shape, or form. It says, what if I don't suck? You know, what if I really am strong enough? It's empowering. It's like Red Bull gives you wings, right? So that's coaching. So now NAPW is creating this Big Brother forum through the eCoaching for you and me to hear something. I know you'll hear something that's going to challenge your limits and mine. So on top of that, you get to network with growth-minded individuals and connect with women on a level that's deep. You know, one that some of your cousins and your best friend, Tay and them, they wouldn't understand, you know. And for the coaches out there, oh my, you get to learn from other coaches and even have the opportunity yourself to impart the knowledge that you have to this amazing community. So if you really think about it, this organization could have, you know, created a online work at home by yourself course, but instead has chosen to empower its members, staying true to our motto, which is aspire, connect, and achieve. And the eCoaching, that's exactly what we're going to do. So eCoaching is priceless.
Fantastic, Natalie. Absolutely. You hit all the points. Janet, anything left to add?
Yeah, well, these ladies have said, you know, they're spot on. I think this is a unique opportunity for NAPW members, really, to have a coach on their desktop, if you like, you know. What we'll be telling them is, and what we'll be sharing with them and what we'll be coaching them about, and we can answer some of their questions too, are things that you would normally get when you pay for a one-on-one session, you know, but you have it right there. You don't have to book up. You don't have to pay. You don't have to move from your desk if you don't want to. And as the three of us, you know, we've each got our specialities, if you like, for these sessions, but they do overlap. They do complement each other, and I think it'll be the same with other coaches that come on. And there are many things, many issues that everyone is challenged with that we can share, you know, with the members, and it'll be of real benefit. So I would encourage people to watch every session because they do overlap and complement each other.
Yes, absolutely, and we will be putting up, well, the link's actually still up on the screen right now so that the attendees can be registering as we're going through this event today. Thank you, Jenna. I love Coach on your desktop. Oh my goodness, we're going to have to also, I mean, the other thing too that's really important is that, you know, obviously to create mentor and mentee relationships in such a large organization like NAPW is very difficult. You know, we don't have the Match.com set up yet through NAPW, so eCoaching really enables the opportunity for our attendees and coaches to come and join us here in the chat room, start to talk to each other, start to connect, start to ask around in the chat room, you know, for information around looking for a mentor, what they're looking for, or, you know, being a mentor and looking for mentees. I mean, there's great opportunities here. And we know from eChapter, you know, the success of that platform and that event over the past year and a half, and seeing the networking that's happening in that chat room, it's going to happen here in exactly the same way. So thank you, ladies, for your opening thoughts there. So, Natalie, well, actually, you know what? There were some poll questions that came up. You know, I missed that. Sam, I think if you can put that back up on the screen, I'd like to share it just one more time because it's interesting, because I want to make a mention that the poll that went up was asking what key elements are you looking for in eCoaching? And the choices were personal growth, advice that has positive impact, to grow your potential, and to create relationships. Well, 74% of the attendees today said all of the above. So, you know, it's right on target of what we're thinking and what the members are looking for, so this is phenomenal. So, Natalie, you're hosting our first session, and the title is The Power of Intentionality, Turning Good Intentions into Actions. Share with us what the members can expect by attending this session and some of the highlights and the key takeaways.
Well, first off, I'm honored to be hosting the very first eCoaching session. It's really, really exciting, and I thank you, Louise, for having the vision to create this platform. It's here, and you just have no idea how many lives are going to be transformed. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's talk about what's going down on January 17th, right? So simply put, the power of intentionality, turning good intentions into actions, is about three things. Get off your butt, stop trying to figure out how, and connect to your why. Get your big butt out the way. I would do this, but I would do that, but. Words require action, but action does not require words. Just do it. You're not overweight because you want to be. I mean, you got the watch. You got the membership to the gym. You got the workout clothes. You have everything that you need, but you're doing everything but what you need to be doing, which is exercising. It's like, you know, when you go to send an attachment in an email, and you get all the words right, and then you forget to send the attachment. You have to put first things first. Get your butt out the way and just do it. So stop trying to figure out how. Stop worrying about the process and commit to the outcome. Anytime you have that question that pops up that says, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? The answer should always be, I'll deal with that when that comes up, because we create so many things that don't even occur anyway. And besides, we're creative by nature. I know you've been in situations where you had no idea how you were going to get out or get by, but you did. When you're intentional, you challenge you channel your inner MacGyver, my boy MacGyver, you know, he'd take some gum and a piece of paper and start a bomb. That's what we do. When you're intentional, you're so creative and you're so powerful, and you'll get out of any situation. And you have to connect to your why. You know, your why is why you do what you do is more important than what you do. Telling someone you love them is totally different from telling them why you love them. It's a totally different experience. Why do you get up every day? A lot of people don't even know that. That's why they're depressed. That's why they're sluggish. There's no excitement about what's happening because of the why. Why gives you your wings? It's why do you do what you do? Why do you love doing what you do? What is that feeling? You have to connect to that. You know, when I started my youth organization, I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew was that I wanted to give young people what I didn't have myself, a stable, judgment-free environment where they could have fun and learn the things they needed to know about life. And all I did was connect every decision that I made to my why. And truth be told, when I became the president of the first chapter I led with NAPW, I have been nothing but rejected and abused by women. So the thought of leading them was horrifying to me. But the reason why I stepped up is because my why was so much stronger. I figured if I would demonstrate how it is to be a woman that truly just connected from a really genuine place with other women, how I could bring out the best in them, and then how we could see how working together is so much more amazing than trying to tear each other apart. And when I tell you the connections that I made have been priceless. So the power of intentionality, turning good intentions into action, will help you identify the obstacles that have you sitting at a green light and allow you to start developing your wings. So you're going to get off your big butt, you're going to stop trying to figure out how, and you're going to connect to your why. And I look so forward to serving you on the 17th.
Natalie, wow. Well, you definitely have to go into the chat room and hear what the ladies are writing in there while we introduce and talk to Janet. That is amazing. I'm so excited to attend your event and be an attendee. and actually sit in that chat room and chat with the ladies and just hear and react to all that you're saying and the feedback that's going on there. So amazing. Actually, I need to have that poll put back up again. So we ran a poll. Oh, it's here. Do you feel often that you put your good intentions into action? Well, you're going to laugh at this, Natalie, because 68% almost said sometimes, and really nobody said hardly ever. So I don't know if everybody's really in touch with themselves. I think that we do, but we know we can do better. And that's the thing, is that we get sidetracked, we're busy, we just kind of sometimes get on the steam train. And sometimes we need to get off and just take a look and ask why. And so Natalie, thank you. So Janet, session 3 follows, which is the power of authentic communication. Tell us a little behind what this really means and how our members will benefit from attending your session.
Okay, thank you, Louise. Yeah, for me, being authentic is about being our best true self. But that's really no good if we don't communicate our best true self to others, and if we're not true to ourselves in how we're communicating it, telling people what we're about, and giving our best ideas and so on. So, and there's a real power in that, but there's also, with women, often a trend to hold back from doing that, in team meetings, for example, or maybe I'm meeting with a boss. So I'm sure many of you have had the same experience that I've had in the past, coming out of a meeting when I haven't been my true self and I haven't authentically communicated, and then I'm thinking, oh, they didn't hear me, or they didn't see me, or I'm frustrated with myself because I didn't really say what I wanted to say. And it's just not worth letting those opportunities go by. And I think if you watch Natalie's presentation first, you'll be totally right for authentically communicating when I explain more about it on my presentation. So when I eCoach you on your laptop, on your desktop, we'll be looking at why we might be holding ourselves back. What is it that does this with ladies, and it's proven, and I'll be sharing some research with you. And then we'll be looking at, how can we be our best selves? How can we increase our confidence? And how can we, what are some tricks and tips for helping us to do that? And by the way, authentic communication is not to give us a chance to be rude, to blame and shame, to cause more conflict. But, there are issues sometimes that we want to share with people, that we want to express, that are bothering us. And if we bottle them up, it's no good to us. And people get the wrong impression about what we're about if we don't tell them as well. So I'll be showing how there are effective ways that you can even share your concerns by taking responsibility for your own communication. And there's another aspect to it as well. There's another aspect to authentic communication, which is being responsible for hearing others, to hear their authentic communication. Now, you may think, oh, I'm having to do too much for someone else by doing that, but believe me, it opens doors if you listen properly and you ask people to share more about themselves. They are much more ready to hear you also, so we'll talk about that as well. So, it can increase our relationships, and it can make us more powerful, and it can get us a seat at the table, and it can get us seen and heard in the workplace. So I'm really looking forward to sharing all that with you very soon.
Thank you, Janet. We put another poll up that you might have seen. It was, what key component is important to you when it comes to authentic communication? We asked our attendees that. 60% said about it builds stronger relationships. Janet, just a few thoughts on that. The other option was create a mutual understanding, and the one that got the least engagement was shows responsibility. So a little on that, any information to share regarding
my screen's just gone to sleep, hold on. But if we don't speak up, people don't know who we are. So how can we have a good relationship? How can we have an authentic relationship? If we're in the workplace and maybe we have a conversation with our boss, but we might be afraid to tell him about our idea or our perspective on something. And then he goes away thinking, not knowing, and making his own assumptions about us. And we go away, feeling frustrated, and we might go and grumble to someone else about the boss. But really, we haven't been totally responsible for our relationship in that moment if we haven't spoken up. And it does take some practice. And something else I wanted to say when my session is on, I will be providing some links to videos and books and maybe articles and some other experts, so you can take this forward and you can carry on exploring it even more.
Wonderful. Well, this is just the start. It's just the start, and we're going to grow this e-coaching, and I absolutely am sure it's going to be incredibly successful, and there's going to be so much conversation here that's just going to be empowering for all. Thank you, Janet. Pat, you're our last host, but certainly not least for this 4-part series through the month of January. Your topic is Gain Confidence and Discover Breakthrough Results. Transform fear, doubt, and indecision into momentum. At NEPW, our tagline is Aspire, Connect, Achieve. And throughout 2017, we'll be sharing information, hosting events in person and online that touch on these 3 areas. Right now, Q1, we're in Aspire. Tell us some of the tips you'll be sharing that would be beneficial to our members so as not to be hindered by fear, doubt, and indecision, and be able to aspire to their goals in 2017.
Well, I'd like to start by saying hello to everyone, and it's exciting to be on a platform with all these wonderful ladies, these lady coaches who are out here to inspire and empower these women all over NAPW, so that's exciting. And so I'd like to also mention Natalie. Natalie, we know, and as we impart to the women here, when you understand your why, when you understand that, it will lead to the how. So that's very important to keep in mind, ladies, to understand when you know your why, you will get to your how. Now, let me say this also. I'm a person of faith, and I lost my mom, I lost my job, I lost my sister, I lost my marriage. So when it comes to confidence, I understand that we have to have something bigger in us to be confident. So when I speak of breakthrough confidence, when we lose, we have to also know that we stand to still win when we have faith. So I put out to you ladies out there, faith plus courage leads to breakthrough confidence. And that's exciting no matter what your situation is, no matter what your circumstances is. So as you asked me about what Aspire, Connect, Achieve. Aspire is to seek. It is to desire. It is to want. It is to hope. It is to become. It is to do. It is to have, to want to have something. Aspire is also to dream. And what I offer you is a dream-building coaching model. It is built around your ideas and your visions and your dreams, your aspirations and your hopes. That's what aspiration is about. That's what Aspire is about. That's what NAPW is about. So I offer you the Aspire and the inspiration to dream, to build this greatness that lives, that resides inside of you. That's who we are. We have greatness inside of us, and we should aspire for greatness. So greatness is not measured by our goals. I understand that. I set them, but I know my greatness is not measured by the goal or the accomplishment of that goal. But true greatness is measured by your mindset. You have to have a mindset for success. And it's my dream-building coaching model that I live by in everything that I do is to have a mindset for success. And as I set goals, that mindset can help me attain any goal that I set out to accomplish. So my dream-building coaching model is about aspirations and building those aspirations to be the greatest self that you are. I wrote a book titled Quotes to Inspire and Empower, as you heard earlier, women and girls. I wrote this book in 7 days. Who writes a book in 7 days? But when you understand your what and your why, there is a how. And the dream building model allows you to find that greatness in you, so you don't look at what's impossible. You look to see what's possible, and you build toward that. The sessions will help you create the mindset for success that is purpose-driven, passion-powered, and prosperity-bound. And that's the concept of the book and what I practice in my dream building model with ladies that I work with and girls. So it allows you to be, as we speak about inspire, aspire, and it also allows you to become all that you are created to be. You will learn the value of vision, the value of decision, and the value of clarity. And that's how we begin to build breakthrough confidence to leadership, entrepreneurship, career development, whatever it is that you aspire to do, ladies. I'm excited about working with you, and if there's anything else, I'd be happy to answer those questions.
I'm just going to expel a big breath of air. It's like a wow. You ladies are a wow, and I think our attendees are feeling exactly the same as I am. Amazing. I am so excited. Ladies, I'm just going to keep saying it, encouraging you to go over to session 2, 3, and 4 and register right now. Get that on your calendar so you don't miss it. We ran a poll, and we asked our attendees, what are you aspiring to be in 2017? 60% of our attendees said a personal and professional transformation. And about 35% said setting smart goals and discovering paths to achieve them. So in our e-coaching sessions, certainly your sessions that are coming up, I mean, we've just talked about the why. We're going to talk about the why. We're going to talk about communication style, communication empowerment, if it be, verbally, if it be by the way you present yourself physically. And Pat, obviously overcoming doubt and fear, building confidence so that we can really take that next step into our personal and professional power space and be in a place that we want to be in and feel happy and successful and fulfilled. Amazing stuff. So one last question. So ladies, before my closing remarks, I want to ask what tips you might have for our attendees when it comes to choosing a coach. Natalie, we'll start with you. You're muted.
One tip. Okay.
Well, you can do a couple of tips. You don't have to do one tip. As many as you think that are relevant. Go for it.
Hey, Louise, you never tell a coach. You have to tell a coach one tip, okay? Don't give me the microphone, Louise. One tip would be that there's a difference between being mentored and being coached. The term coach is really used very loosely. So, there are a lot of motivational speakers who have amazing stories and they call themselves coaches, when in fact what they're doing is teaching, training, or mentoring. That's what you do when you share information or you use your own personal experiences. And although personal experiences are important, a coach really is someone who asks great, thought-provoking questions that they're open-ended, they're explorative questions, and the coach listens deeply to your responses in order to take you from where you are to where you intend to be. Coaching is not about it happened to me, it can happen for you. And all that is good. All of that is motivating, but it's not coaching. Coaching is about uncovering your potential and getting your desired outcome. So you really need someone that you can connect with and who is there to just really listen deeply to you and help you discover what you already possess. Like Dorothy on the Wizard of Oz, she already had the slippers, but she had to go through a process to realize that they're there. And that's what a coach does. So look for a coach if that's really what you're looking to be, is coached.
Thanks, Natalie. You know, we asked a question, our attendees, have they used a coach before? And actually only 32% of our attendees said yes, and 17% said no. But good news is, out of the 32% that said yes, 78% said they saw the value. So we know that those other 70% of our attendees today are going to see the value right here at eCoaching at NAPW. So wonderful. Thanks, Natalie. Janet, any tips? Oh, you're muted.
Yes. I think when you're looking for a coach, be as clear as you can on this coaching journey that you're going to take yourself on. Think about the goal that you want from that coaching journey and be ready to explain that to your coach. Now, your coach will help you clarify that goal, and it might turn out to be different from the one you started with. But if you've got that in your mind, then you can get the best value, and also you can find the best coach that suits you. A lot of coaches, in fact, probably most, would give you a short consultation on the phone of some sort, which won't cost you anything. And if you're ready with the goal that you want to achieve from this coaching journey, then you can have a really valuable conversation for nothing before you decide that this is the coach for you. So that's my one tip that I feel is the best one.
Thanks, Janet. Thank you. Pat?
I would look for a coach who has vision. Because in order to help you build or create your vision, you would want to have someone who can listen, but also understand how to help you better clarify your vision so that you can become that purposeful person that can become not what the coach or some other person wants you to be or do, but become what it is that you have envisioned yourself to be. And they can help you get there because they can hear you, they can see you, they can walk alongside you. They can find and help you identify the resources, the tools, and the people to help you get there.
Great advice, ladies. Wonderful opening to our e-coaching. So glad you could be with us today. Unfortunately, time moves quickly, and you know, this is basically all we have time for today. But as I said earlier, this is not the end. It's just the start. So the registration links are up there again for you to register if you didn't get a chance before. And looking forward to having you becoming a regular e-coaching attendee. If you're a coach and would like more information on becoming one of our e-coaches, please reach out to us. The email is there on your screen. Thank you to the over 600 women who registered for our event, and attendees only will be receiving a follow-up list of members at the event today, so you can connect again on napw.com and continue to network. If any of our attendees have further questions for our speakers, please feel free to reach out to them. Their information is on today's PowerPoint and will be also listed in the post-e-coaching email. Also, important, please don't forget to take the post-e-coaching survey. Your feedback is very important to us and assisting us in enhancing your member experience. Thank you, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you next time. And enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you, ladies, Natalie, Janet, Pat. Wonderful session. Natalie, we'll see you next Tuesday at noon.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, Louise. Thanks, ladies. Pat, Janet.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Good to see you.